this is going to be a daily motivation, whether it be in life, whether it be in business. We're so stressed with the daily tasks, whether it be our work, whether it be our business, whether it be our family, whether it be our spouse. And all that stress builds up. And sometimes we don't know how to deal with it. Sometimes we don't understand it because we've never been taught how to deal with stress. So through all these different experiences that we're going to have together, hopefully you get some value out of it. And today's topic, it's all about how we feel emotionally, because I'm going to tell you right now, if we can't feel ourselves and don't understand ourselves, then logically it's going to affect other people. So today's topic is understanding yourself and forgiving yourself. That's the most important thing, is how to forgive yourself. And I'll be here on social media, so if you have comments or any questions, I would love to answer them. And I actually have my chat box up here and running right now as we speak. So I thank you very much for your time. So before we get started, once again, I said, we're always worried about our family, our business, our health, you know, our kids, our wife, our husband. And sometimes we don't relax and just take a deep breath. So before we get started, I hope that you get a chance wherever you're at or you're relaxed and join me. Or, we're going to take 3 deep breaths and then we'll get started. Okay. So join me with that. So let's go ahead and begin with the first breath. Our second one. And our third one. And this allows us to get in a state where we're more relaxed. And hopefully, by the time you're done with this exercise today, by the time you're done with this topic, you learned something and you grew. So today's topic is, you know, how to love ourselves, how to just forgive ourselves. And a lot of times we like I said, we bottle it up. We don't want to forgive ourselves. And that's hard, because in that process, guess what? We're making our wife miserable, our husband miserable. We're making our job miserable. Um, whatever we're doing, our business. Because I truly believe that whenever we're in a negative environment, and it makes everything around us uh, toxic. So I'll give you a little story of how, you know, even for me when I was younger, it was hard for me to give up on issues that I thought I could control. I thought, oh, hey, I'm going to be able to control this. I'm going to be able to control that. I'm going to be able to control that. I'm going to be able to control my kids, making sure they're okay, whatever the situation may be. But the reality is, you can't. You got to give it up to the consciousness, to the creator, because the reality is, you can help work towards your goals, but ultimately you can't worry about them, because if you worry about them, you're just putting more pressure on yourself. I'll give a good example. My stepmom, which I call my mom, like, she actually passed away actually on this very day, about maybe, I believe, 19 years ago. It's been a long time, probably even more than that. And she passed away from cancer. And I was so distraught, because me and my wife were raising a family, and our 2 little ones, took a lot of our time. And my mom lived with us, but at that time we were struggling, and I would always say to myself, okay, I'm gonna make more money so I can take my mom on more trips before she passes away. Because at that time she had pancreatic cancer, so it was terminal. And I was so distraught, because I would say until maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I would say, you know what? What if I could have done that? What if I could have done that? Would she had more enjoyment in her life at the very end? Or what if I could have done that? What if I would have gave her more love? Would she, even though she had a lot of love, but I was thinking about the what ifs, and it would always be in the back of my mind. And it was a lot of stress because I didn't know what to do. I was like, okay, I could have done this. I could have, I should have, I would have. But the reality is, after a finite point, you can't control what's in front of you. You can control it to a point, but you can't control it in your mind because if you're trying to control it in your mind, it's going to take over you. So here's what you got to do is honestly block it out or really just vet it. The anger, like for example, the anger issues that we have sometimes on a daily basis, it's to the point where I'll give you an example. I used to really majorly blow up and get upset with my family and not knowing that they wanted a conversation one on one, not knowing that, they just wanted an ear to listen to versus like, hey, you're wasting my time. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to work. Stop. Literally stop. Because I see so many parents, they think that they're doing good by having that great job. But the impact that they're losing is taking care of the kids and giving their kids that most love that they can give. So sometimes we got to reflect and you stop. Stop. Live in the present moment. I'm going to give you a good example. Kung Fu Panda, the cartoon. By the way, Kung Fu Panda has so much great information, spiritual information in those movies. It's mind-blowing. Because I'm going to tell you, Kung Fu Panda once said, think about this. Think about this in the show, in the movie. It says, think about this. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. And today is the present. And it's a present. A lot of times we worry about the past. And then we're worried about the future. And we're not in the present moment with our kids, with our wife, with our family, with our husband, with our loved ones. Because we're worried, okay, I want to enjoy this time with my wife, but guess what? I want to get this work done. So now I've been learning even from my personal self. I turn off the phone or I try to push it to the side as much as I can and live in that present moment. It's sad when we have a society day when literally I see every day, when I'm going out, I see that person texting and the other person texting, and there's no communication. It's fun to get likes and it's fun to be on social media in the fake atmosphere, fake environment, like so to speak. But the reality is, if you're not in that present moment with your loved ones, what else matters? But in that process, you got to forgive yourself. You got to forgive yourself for what you've done in the past. Because trust me, it's going to eat you alive. It's going to eat you up. And then you can't get nothing done. So remember to live in the present moment. Remember that you have opportunities as long as you see it visually and you think it, think it, think it. Forgive yourself. Don't worry about the surrounding environment. Worry about the present time. Tell your loved ones. Thank you. Thank you very much, Tony. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Forgive the loved ones. Forgive who you thought you were back in the day. Trust me, when we get older, we change with age. We change with age. We become wiser. Some of us not so wise. Some of us do act like kids and they bully people, but that's another story. But we change. The only way that we can grow is by taking a good example of ourselves, looking at the mirror and saying, Francisco, what am I doing differently? How am I growing? What am I changing in my life? Is it benefiting my family? Is it benefiting my community? What is it benefiting? and then look from there. So whoever you are on the other side of that camera, look at yourself today in a mirror and forgive yourself. You know, there's this one of my favorite guys. He's a awesome spiritual conscious leader that I look up to, and he's a beautiful spirit. And one thing he said that resonated with so much is that he told he asked his mom. He says, "Are you happy?" She's like 70 years old. He says, "Are you happy? Are you happy?" And the reality says, "Yes, I'm happy." She says, "Okay, now you don't talk to your other daughter." And she says, "Yeah, she hasn't come to me to say sorry." And then he talked to his sister. He says, "You don't talk to your mom. She hasn't come to me to say sorry." Now, at the end of that day, when we're looking at that, when we're saying to ourselves, they have to come to me, they have to come to me, that's the ego coming involved in that process. And guess what? When her mother dies or her daughter dies, they were going to regret in their mind that they could have done something different. They could have acted different. But because of our ego, sometimes we don't let it go. And we need to let it go. Because in the process, they're just running more in your mind. This is the headaches are running more in your mind. I'll give you a good example. For the people that follow me that don't know that I'm on city council and I'm the mayor of my town, there's people that hate me, which is sad. There are people that don't like me. They people that did a recall and all this other stuff. I forgave them a long time ago. For the simple fact is, you're not going to rent space in my mind where it's I'm going to be crazy all the time worrying about what you think, right? No matter what people think about you on social media and in person, don't worry. Forgive them and forgive yourself. Because if you're worried about them, you better forgive yourself. Awesome, Maria. That's great to hear. Do that. Get that paperwork in done and work on that daycare. Congratulations. I know you can do it. Now, one of the things that I always look at, and I really want to emphasize this. If you feel stressed, if you feel angry, if you feel mad, if you feel upset, go outside in the back and just yell. Let it out. Because for the men out there and for the women, but for the men, we've been taught, hey, I'm an alpha male. I'm this, I'm that. I'm not able to cry. I'm not able to let out my emotions. The reality is that's a bunch of BS. Because you guess people, they don't, especially with men. I've heard from so many men. Only if you would understand the struggles that I go through. Only if, and same thing with women. Same thing for women. But only if. But it's harder in man because he doesn't know how to let it out. And then if he doesn't know how to let it out, sometimes he starts drinking because you're like, okay, this is going to relax me, this is going to calm me down, or start smoking. Anybody, women or men, or they're going to start smoking, whatever the situation may be, because they're trying to get a release because they don't know how to deal with it. So forgive yourself today. Truly, forgive yourself today because you only have one life. And statistically, most people, the number one cause for, I believe, and a lot of data shows the number of costs for any disease is stress. Any disease is stress, stress, stress. So I know it sounds crazy, but do yoga. Do yoga and forgive yourself. Do yoga, make your back feel better, make yourself feel better. Maybe once a month, at least once a month, do a 1 day fast. I'm gonna do. I already did a 3 day fast, and the next week I'm gonna do probably a 7 day fast. I'm gonna work all my way up to a 14 day to 21 day fast. But let your body rejuvenate itself. Let your body experience rest and relaxation. And listen to alpha waves. I'm telling you, listen to alpha and beta waves in music. I promise you, it's going to change your mind. And really, I'll try to put a link below after this video, but do some breathing techniques. Your body needs to be oxygenated. So breathe. A lot of times we breathe like this every day. We don't breathe like this. We should be breathing like that. We need to breathe, 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 breathe. Well, wherever you're at, hopefully you got some value out of today's topic. Remember to forgive yourself. I'm going to try to do this each and every day, whether it be a business topic, whether it be a spiritual topic, whether it be a health topic. I want to motivate people to reach their full potential. That's my goal in life. My goal, I'm already done my goal with, I want to help my community. I've been doing that. Do I think I'll run for those people in my community? Do I think I'll run again next year? Maybe, I don't know, because I want to, I realize the impact that I had on 60 plus thousand people. My goal is to reach 2 million, 3 million, 10 million by the time this vessel is gone. That's my goal, because I see so many kids, and I'm going to work on a program called The Invisible Kid: Courage to Succeed. The book is almost done. Thank you. Thank you, Jason. The book is almost done, and I'm gonna try to make it to the minimal cost, because I'm honestly, it's not really about the money, but I want to make enough where I can actually make my program a lot bigger for the kids. I want to go to every school in this nation and promote this book and motivate these kids. I see so many parents, especially during the pandemic, they're so stressed out. I know it would help their kids, because right now, I'm getting on a topic that I wouldn't normally get on, but I want to tell you, right now we're seeing in every city, on every state, and even every country, the suicide rate's getting higher due to COVID. And I believe the reason why I'm trying to exponentially do this book is because I believe it needs to be out there as soon as possible. Because if I could save one life in this world, I've done my job. If you could save one life in this world, you've done your job. You know, life is too short to think about yourself. Truly, it is. When I first got into politics, I was like, okay, this is fun, take pictures, all this other stuff. It doesn't mean crap unless you're making, unless you're making a change. I see so many people in positions, which makes my heart sad. I see so many people in so many positions that they just want to do the photo ops. They want to do this, they want to do that, and they're not really helping the community. But that's another story. But I want to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for watching this video. I'm going to be posting more videos each and every day, different content. I'm going to be having a podcast. I'm going to be doing so much, and I'm going to be on all these different types of programs. Honestly, it's my main goal is just to be helping our kids in all of our communities and giving them the knowledge so they can sustain themselves, and just allowing families to get together. Because I'm going to tell you one thing before I go, and we're going to do one more last breathing exercise before I go, is whatever we do in life, let's try to impact somebody else. Whatever we see we want to do in life, let's try to impact somebody else. When you are so hard on your kids, sometimes it reflects on you, and in the process, your kids reflect on somebody else or our parents. Let's love our parents. I know for a fact, our parents are sometimes a pain in our butts, right? But let's acknowledge them because they bring value to us. Let's acknowledge them. And most of all, let's acknowledge ourselves and forgive ourselves, guys, okay? All right. Well, we're going to do one last breathing exercise. I'll see you tomorrow on another topic. Be ready for that. So let's go ahead and breathe 3 times, and then we're out. Let's breathe. Let's begin. I want to say thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you're at. Take care, and bye-bye.